Okay. So today I'm introducing Rébecca Michaëlle Daniel. She's running for mayor in Pierrefonds. And, you know, when I posted this initiative that I wanted to do of interviewing candidates for mayorship, honestly, I didn't know if anybody would respond, but we've had a lot of responses, and I'm like pretty happy about this. I'm like really grateful for everybody coming out and supporting this initiative. And, you know, before I like go on and ramble on too much, maybe, you know, like maybe why don't you introduce yourself, you know, to the public and to me.
Look, first of all, thank you for the invitation and thank you for this initiative. I think it's very interesting because, you know, for example, for me as a young, I can say young because I'm under 40. As a young person deciding to start this political life, it's very important for us to find a platform so people can get to know me better. And honestly, I have a lot of experiences that I think it's very important for the people, for the citizens who are going to vote to have in order to make a good choice, you know. My name is Rébecca Michaëlle Daniel. I'm a lawyer, almost 13 years of practice so far, yes. I opened my firm in 2013, my own firm. It's still running, Daniel Advocate. And I am a mother of 2 children. I have almost a 12 years old daughter. I have a 10-month-old son.
You started a law firm 13 years ago and had a daughter 1 year after.
Look at you. This is pretty intense, honestly, and not a lot of people make the link between her age and when I mentioned that I'm going to have 13 years of practice. That is true. I decided to open my law firm in March 2013, and I was pregnant. It was a challenge, but I did it.
So, well, what inspired you to open? Because I guess it's your own firm, right?
It is.
So, you know, what made you take such a big leap when you were pregnant, when you know, had probably so much going on in your life? Was there like a moment of inspiration that said, you know what, no, I'm going to do this for myself, I'm going to have a firm, and I'm going to do everything at the same time?
So to be honest with you, look, at this time I was young, okay? I was young and it was not, I did not plan to have a child, you understand? I just got thrown in January 2013 and it happened, okay? And it's sad at this time because I had the thought, oh my God, would I find a firm that would hire me while pregnant? And that's what I wanted to do, being a lawyer, defend, and that's what going in front of judges, plead cases, defend people. And honest, I don't have that thought anymore because I think in the political life, in the like it's okay to find women pregnant or have young children, and they've been doing a lot of work about this just to make people understand that it's normal. Like a woman that is pregnant or who have young children, it's normal for them to be in this life, political or whatever, you see. But I had that thought in 2013. As I said, I don't have it anymore, and that's one of the reasons why I decided, I'm like, you know what, I want to practice. I don't know if I might find a firm that would agree to hire me while I'm pregnant, knowing that I would have to leave at a certain point. So I just go for it.
Okay, wow. Yeah, so I guess that also leads me to my first question that I've written down, which is, you know, we talked about a moment that inspired you, or like an epiphany. Was there a particular moment that inspired you to run? Oftentimes roles like this require some moment of epiphany or an affinity for it early on. Like, what's your origin story towards saying, you know, I want to be mayor?
First of all, I would say that a lot of people, friends or people who just met me, say that, my God, you are really an inspiration. You've done so much, and you know, I'm someone who have been helping people a lot. I did a lot of volunteering, helping elderlies, helping families, helping vulnerable people. If people go on my LinkedIn page, they will find all the organizations that I've been volunteering with, and I'm still doing it now, you know. And for me, deciding to go for to run for mayor now, it's a way for me to just help on a bigger scale. doing more.
Are there particular kind of organizations that you tend to volunteer for that you know, have like a certain affection for? You know, is there specific charities that you say, you know, like I always have to be at their events, or this is the kind of thing I look out for?
You mean now or?
When you volunteer, you know.
Look, not really. As long as an organization is helping people, I find myself to be there and do it. For example, you see now I'm on the board of Entre Parents Montréal Nord, which is an organization helping mostly immigrants people. It's in Montreal Nord, okay, North Montreal, helping family, vulnerable people, you know, children. For example, I know last summer they had a summer camp, really not really expensive for the families. And you know, some people cannot afford summer camp for their children, and I think this is something very important. Once the child is done with the school year, to find an activity to do during this summer. This is interesting, and they were offering that at a very low cost. You see, and for me, being part of the board, okay, it's to be able to help them make good decisions, because when you're on the board, that's what you do. You know, decided on the activities. Decide. So this is for me a way to.
Funny story. This summer, I was asked to speak at like a summer camp.
Okay.
And the way they had talked about it to me made it sound like, you know, they were like, you know, inspire these kids. They don't know what to do in university yet. They don't know. So, you know, I come fully prepared, and I'm just like thinking about university. I'm thinking about, you know, giving a talk like on, you know, career choices and things like that. And I arrive, and all the kids are 6 years old. They did not tell me. So now I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and obviously in the beginning I'm just like, okay, let's just stick with the script that I had, right? Like, and I try, and I look at these kids, and they're just like, they're looking at me like, what is college? Like, what is a career choice? I'm supposed to be a doctor. There's other jobs besides that?
Very interesting. But you know, you're 6 years old. Lastly, I posted a video on my Instagram. I think she's 8. This little girl, she's a neighbor, and she was asking me, what does a mayor do? And I'm like, you know what? Let's do a video. And her mom was there, of course, to give me the authorization so I can post her. And she's like, do you think you can allow us to have gum in the classroom? Look, just go with their age. That's all.
So I remember I ended up like trying to turn it into a message, like, you know, like trying to simplify it, like keeping it to like, you know, like if you get good grades, you know, you're like.
You didn't know what to say. I understand. 6 years old, but you know they can be pretty smart at 6.
No, they can. Some kids are definitely brighter than others. Okay, I'll go to my next question in my script. Yeah. So one of the reasons I was trying to take this initiative is because I realized that as important as the federal elections are, it's really tough to get involved without being polarized. If I say, hey, I really like this policy, or it sounds good to me, it's not completely easy to say, I would like to see this implemented without signing up for, hey, I'm Gursagar Singh, and this is my identity. And since I like this policy, I've made this style of rhetoric my entire identity. I wish to engage in discourse, not just strong opinions. So what are some policies that you really want to work towards? What's your vision of the town?
I've been living in Pierrefonds-Roxboro for since 2008. By the way, I moved in Canada in 2007. Okay, and I have a lot of vision for Pierrefonds-Roxboro. You see, for example, we have 5 principal commitments that I'm publishing now on my social media for the campaign. For example, environment. You know, try to conscientize people to be more eco-friendly. Okay, and protect the green spaces. This is very important, mostly during this time. Exactly, maintain them, clean them. You know, make sure we keep them. Okay, I have commitments for the youth. And for example, actually not for example, but what we want to do is to offer them opportunity to grow on a personal level and on a professional level as well. Okay, and for the seniors, for example, we want to keep them active. Okay, we want to keep doing activities for them, because once you retire, it's not the end of life. They still need to exactly. So we have priority commitment on that. Families.
So how do you express that? Are you thinking, the city of Pierrefonds is going to hold activities for seniors, or are you saying, we're going to support some nursing homes, and so they can better provide some kind of services like activities? Is there a certain way that
it can be that. It can be outdoor activities, for example. And I know in Pierrefonds we have this, we already have this organization for seniors. So it's just continue the work with them, partner with them, have discussions, and put in place more activities for the seniors. Okay. Another commitment we have, it's I talk about the youth, I talk about the seniors, environments, the street. Make them safer, mostly around the school zones. Yeah. Some people are driving so far, so put measures in place so we can make the streets safer. And another thing that comes up a lot because I'm going door to door meeting with the citizens, so they so I can present my commitments to them. Some street lights. Yeah. There we have a lot of streets in Pierrefonds-Roxboro you won't imagine. It's when it's dark, when it's nighttime, there's no light. So we're gonna work on that, trying to find a way, to put more light in the streets during the night.
And what about, is there some kind of infrastructure you also want to build towards, or some other things like of course streetlights? They actually do make a huge impact. I was reading some studies, even like the color of the lights. I don't know how true this is, but I've seen some studies where even the color of the lights have made some areas safer compared to before, there's specific types of lights where I don't mean to get into those metrics of lights, but where they reduce light pollution, but they still light up the streets really well.
Okay.
So, you can still see the skies. I don't know why. I think every time I see an article on my page, I just click on it and I'm just like, what's this about?
Maybe I'll reach out to you so you can give me more idea, because that's what we're gonna do. Try to find ideas and to put this in place.
Of course. Now you mentioned the youth, and to bring it to the youth, my initial research, only 22% of people in my age bracket, 18 to 24, voted in the Montreal municipal election in 4 years ago. And for how strong the discourse is about politics and the passion around ideas, 22% feels disappointingly low. What are some policies you may have positioned towards the youth? And what are some things that you are doing that you feel like would appeal to the youth? I understand it might be tough, because if we look at a lot of the polls and statistics, it might not be as easy to have an inclusive message, because a lot of what might appeal to a family man or an older crowd, like safe neighborhoods, quiet neighborhoods, stable ones, how many messages can you even send out? Because you have, if that's the voting base, you have to give them that message, and at the same time, the youth wants an avenue to say, how can I continue living here, right? My parents were living here. I don't know if I can afford to live here. Is there any kind of prospect for business opportunity? Is there any programs that build some form of community equity or other forms of opportunity for me to really be involved? So how do you position yourself towards the youth firstly, there's policies that maybe are positioned towards the youth, and secondly, things that you think would inspire them to vote more and get involved more?
Okay, as you see, as I said in my commitments, one of them is for the youth. I think it's important to focus on them as well, because the youth today, they are going the adults, in the future. And one of the things that reminds me, when I started to practice law, I did not recognize myself in other lawyers, okay? Because let's say I'm a black woman. And when I started in 2013, there was not a lot of black women practicing law. And I think it's important for the reason why I talk about it. I think they need to recognize themselves in the person running to represent to actually to run, in the city. That's very important. And another thing, once they see that person have a program, care about them, maybe they will be more interested.
I mean, of course, like you're a young person, right? So, like part of the battle with the youth is, I think maybe the youth can probably see themselves in you already, because it's like, okay, this person went through these experiences, went through a lot of the things that I went through. You started your career after the 2008 financial crisis. You went through all of those things. You saw the housing prices raise to crazy amounts.
I know.
Which have made a lot of people wealthy, I'll understand. But on the other side, now youth are looking at it and say, hey man, maybe I have to live 2 hours away from Montreal to have a job in Montreal.
I know.
Right? So since you got to see all those things while you were building your career, I think the youth would have somewhat of an affinity to say, hey, maybe this person understands where we're coming from, and the new challenges. Obviously, I'm not saying that things weren't always challenging, but a nuance of challenges that are being faced today.
Yeah, true. And you see, as I said, a lot of people consider me as an inspiration. Of course, yes. I did buy my house in 2016, I think. We were not in this house crazy prices at that time, and of course, it was a good decision for me to buy it at this time, because otherwise, I know it's very difficult now for young people to buy house with the price.
No, I mean, one time I sat down with my friends, and we did this once, and after we were like, let's not do this anymore because this gets sad. We looked at the property values in our area, and then our parents' incomes, and we were like, man, just to afford the life we have today, we need to earn 4 times what our parents make today, right? Because they got
it's a lot. It's a lot.
My parents are successful people, so for me to look at them and say, I need to make 4 times more than you to afford this exact same life, because I love my community, right? I grew up in St. Anne's, I grew up in Pierrefonds. So, obviously you want to continue that. You want to, and you go to the barbecues in the town, maybe you helped make fire hydrants when you were young, you went to the elementary school there. So you feel like a sense of ownership.
A connection,
so, yeah, definitely. Those are all things, they're not the easiest challenges, I'll say, right? Because a lot of these are also federal policies. But I feel like just kind of connecting with the youth and having that understanding makes a big difference. So
definitely. Of course, I have this understanding, and you mentioned something very important. This is municipal elections, okay, and we have limited competencies. You understand? So, what I would say is one of the advantages, okay, people will have with me is, as a lawyer, I know how to navigate in law. The regulations. So of course I'm going to do my best with my team, all I can, to find a way to help this category of people. And as I mentioned, I did struggle. Starting your own law firm at a very, very young age in 2013, it was not easy. But one of the things I think that helped me, and I can, speak about it, and I did give a conference to people to encourage them to continue. For example, yesterday I was in an event with the Black Lawyers Associations, and I love to go to these places. The reason is I meet young students in law, of course, but I'll be very happy to go and meet other kind of students, of course, and I meet young lawyers. And I serve as an inspiration to them to say, look, you can do this.
Of course, yeah. As I said, it's not always just about like, hey, how can we cut rent in half? It's about, let's create business opportunities, let's inspire business opportunities. If there's an education gap, let's try to fill that. If we can get some companies to, open up their offices here, let's try that.
Exactly. It's just to find a way how you can be, actually, what you can put in place
Now, I'll ask a more simple question.
Go ahead.
So what are your hobbies, interests? What do you do in your free time if you ever get the chance for it?
Look.
If you ever get the chance.
I do. I manage my time to be able to do those stuff. And, I'm a very, I do a lot of stuff. Most of my friends are like, how are you doing? How can you do all that? And as I always say this, you need to know how to manage your schedule. Otherwise, if you want to do like me, you're gonna go crazy. My hobbies, I'm a seamstress. I am a fashion designer and fashion stylist. As a matter of fact, I graduated last year in College La Salle in fashion stylist. Yes, thank you. And the funny story, I can say it really fast, is when I came here in 2007, fashion, it's my hobby. That's what I wanted to do, okay? And when I came here, I'm like, okay, so are you going to this fashion school? Or you are going, because I started to study law in Haiti. And I'm like, okay, or you're going to continue with the law school. Let's continue with the law school, because I think it was a more wise decision to do that. So that's what I did. And you see, I think I launched in 2000, was it in 2020? I can't remember exactly, that I officially launched my fashion boutique, I can say. Okay. And I go on a one-on-one basis because of this environment thing.
What kind of fashion are you particularly interested? You know, some people it's like streetwear, some people it's like high fashion, sometimes it's like, all different kinds of.
It can be. It's actually most of them depend on what the person wants. Because as a fashion stylist, you need to analyze the person body type, the person what color the person prefer. There's a lot of things to analyze and to be able to dress that person. So it depend of the style.
If I said you could pick any subject, like pick any celebrity, pick one, and how would you dress them?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Celebrity. Why? Maybe Oprah.
Okay.
More casual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what event? Like, let's say she was going to, I don't know. She was going to the Met. Right? That's
the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And you could design anything for her to wear. How are we sketching this up?
Oh, this is a hard one.
You can focus on fabrics, textures, patterns.
This is a process, eh?
Yeah,
it's a process. So like now, just tell you, okay, I would do this and that. It's not easy.
So okay, so like if someone, let's say like Oprah, called you and said, hey, this year the theme at the Met is I don't follow the Met enough to know. Let's say the particular theme was dressing like an astronaut, whatever. How would you approach that? You talk to the client, which is Oprah, right? And how do you approach that? How do you get their ideas out? How do you have that discussion? How do you kind of inspire your own ideas from there? What's your process?
Oh my God! Of course, I would ask her a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And the Met, it's really extravagant.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe something in white with some, rhinestones.
Yeah.
Things like this.
Yeah.
Maybe a long dress.
So what kind of question do you usually ask, like, let's say fashion clients, where you'll be like, now I know what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know, okay, for me, my job is simple, but sometimes based on like someone walks in and off their mood, you could tell sometimes like what kind of milkshake they're about to order. Or,
okay.
What kind of, like, I'll look at someone, I'll be like, cortado. Cortado.
Really? Okay. I got you. That's true. Because, you see, with my sister, I remember I made a homework while I was in fashion school with her. And I kind of was able to predict the answer she would give me. Yeah. For example, I know she's someone who will not, for example, put a skirt with a long, how do you call this, in a front to show her body. Okay. She's more covering.
Yeah, modesty.
Exactly, modest, exactly. So I knew that, and I was asking her a question, what do you think you would wear, let's say, a T-shirt just with the spaghetti strap? No.
Yeah.
And I knew that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now it would be those kind of, because it's a lot of psychology.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to ask interesting, strategic questions to really gauge if they like it or not. It's like sometimes you'll go somewhere. I've definitely been to like Simon's, right? And the person says, "Oh, this would look good," and then I'm so shy. I'm just like, "Okay, sure," and then I end up getting it, but then I never wear it because I'm just like,
And then did you try it and at the end, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I don't know if you got a chance to see any of the games, but have you been to like arcades before? Have you?
Yes, and motorcycle is is my favorite because I'm a biker.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I am. I told you I have a lot of hobby.
That's cool. What kind of bike do you ride?
I have a Kawasaki Ninja,
Okay.
650cc.
Okay, so you drive fast?
No.
Never.
Me, what I said, and this is a message for all the bikers.
Yeah.
I always drive with all my gears. Boots,
Yeah.
Kevlar pants, my jacket,
Yeah.
my gloves,
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah.
Very important. And me, I don't drive at night.
That's a fashion statement as well, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever thought about like let me design my own gear?
No. I prefer to buy them because they have stores specialized in that. I prefer to buy them.
That's true. I don't know how much like having like a cashmere.
No, you need Kevlar. No. Because it's very. Actually, I would not say it's dangerous. It's just to people just need to share the road. And me, I mostly drive during the weekend with my friends.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course. Is there like a particular place you like to go when you go on?
Oh my God, we went to many places. I don't remember the names. What's that name again? Oh, I don't remember the names. But most of the time, I just follow them.
I think we have enough material now for our interview. I'm excited to like look back at it and
Nice.
all the parts. But yeah, I'll give you a tour of the space.
Okay, good.
Thank you.